have them are really happy. We're quite honored. There is this one user who said there is this big pen and they didn't change the design because it's so good engineered throughout the decades, and he made a comparison and he said that this is the kind of thought and engineering that MovieShots has put into their Genesis drop of Lola Rent. This made us really happy. And also that our project, whenever someone talks about film NFTs, is one of the 10 projects that comes up. It's quite a small niche, film NFTs, but when there is a list, we're always on there. This is how it looks when you're on our website. You can see your collection, your shots, your screen time, your collected seconds, which gives you governance. And if you press the play button, you will see basically your shot, video and sound, and also like the neighbor shots. It's kind of like a neighborhood, because everyone who has a piece of Run Lola Run is a neighbor. We live only a couple of seconds and frames apart. So the business aspect would be that we make a license agreement and then everything else we do. We have the tech, we build the community, and we have the legal framework. And we don't stop there. So we start with MovieShots, with the merchandise. Later we will add events and experiences in real life, but also online, token-gated events, token-gated live events or content you can stream. And the long-term vision is that this becomes basically a crowdfunding platform with governance as well, where the community kind of takes over. So you have a piece of art, a collectible, you can stream a part of the scene, you have access to the community, will be able to take part in votings, and you will get continuous value added through cooperations that we want to do. So yeah, you can mint your MovieShot now at movieshots.io. And yeah, most of them are minted, but some can still be minted. And now I think it's a good moment maybe to go back to the two we minted. Yeah, so if you minted your MovieShot on our website, movieshots.io, there will be this nice reveal animation where you can see which one did I get. The curtains will get up, and this then is your MovieShot. You can see it in your collection, those two are mine. If you have MovieShots in a row, it will highlight, so those two are highlighted gray because they are consecutive. And if you press the play button, the MovieShot will transform into a small video player and you will see which part of the movie is yours. And to finish this up, just want to show you some small things, how detailed the metadata is. It's kind of a love letter to the design elements of film. You could put in sneakers and see different kinds of sneakers, and you press this one, you see, 2% of all MovieShots have black sneakers. You can collect sneakers. For example, or bag. We have a lot of bags, laundry bags, plastics bag, red plastics bag, or red plastic bags with money. OpenSea is not always working properly. I can really recommend you to check this out. Basically, we have quotes. For example, wer, who. We have 11 shots where the sentence "who" was said. That's not working. That's unfortunate. And yes, so we poured our hearts and passion into this, and I hope that you like it. And Run Lola Run is the first film, basically. And of course, it can be brought into the Metaverse, into digital galleries, like this, for example. Yeah.
Congratulations, great project. I have a question regarding the community and how much they can decide on maybe the sequence or the ending of the movie? Is there a personalization, or is there a game you plan to do with the community? I think this can be at a certain fun factor.
Thank you for the question. It's a great question. So there are a lot of film NFT projects that involve the community in the storytelling process and screenwriting process. We don't do that because we license films that are already finished, so we can't change the ending of the film Run Lola Run for start. But we want to involve them in questions like, which categories do you want? How do you want to name them? Do you prefer jewelry or clothes or traffic signs in the background? So basically, they should help building the brand and not the story. Of course, long term, it would be cool to also produce with the community together, but this is like more in the distant future. And with the first vote, it will be basically we license 2 films, and they can choose which one of it will be the one that drops. Yeah.
Yeah, also congratulations. I can already see that there is going to be a big hype for certain shots in certain, Dustin Hoffman movies or classics or whatever. You had Citizen Kane on the wall here. So congratulations. And my question concerns intellectual property. So to what extent do you sell IP with your non-fungible token? Can I do public screenings? Can I make a commercial use, or is it strictly private? So what are you selling me?
In this drop, you don't have commercial rights on the media content. You have the NFT and can do with the NFT what you want. And the rights that we needed were global merchandise rights, which is super hard because the film industry never has those global rights in one place. So very often you need more players to agree on that. And the video will be visible for you when you're connected, but you're not allowed to commercialize the media content or the video. For this collection. For a future collection, we hope the token holder can do more, obviously.
Hey, it's a super cool concept. Do you have any direct competitors or competition in different types of industries that do any kind of film or highlights for sports or things like this?
So we didn't see something like this where you own a part of the actual movie with iconic movies, but filmmakers themselves with their short films. Yes, it's not the first film on the blockchain. There are short films, the whole short film in one NFT, for example, on the blockchain. There is David Bianchi who makes like 10, 15 seconds pieces of fine art that is video and audio. So there are the creators themselves. And then there is, the most similar would be maybe Vive, who make licensed collectibles. Not one-of-ones, but like big supply. But it's not a part of the film, but they have like a 3D model of Spider-Man and other brands. This is what they do, but they make collectibles that are connected to film. But for this, we didn't see it yet. And I think the reason is because we've been through the process is that we went the hard way. Like it was quite a lot of work to get the legal structure and the regulatory structure for this. And yeah, so there are easier ways to make NFTs, I would say.
What's the monetization model behind it? So let's say, for example, I purchase an NFT from a movie. I know that it's not currently the case, but in the future, is it possible that I get paid per view of my sequence? And how does it correlate with the big production companies or film studios?
With this is a great question as well. I would love to see a future like this. With the Run Lola Run collection, you're not allowed to monetize it in that way. So no monetization of yours. And basically, what is the model is that we split the revenue with the license holders. And for the future, we also want to have the producers and filmmakers more included because they can add value. I want the filmmakers and casting crew also to own NFTs, so this should be the journey. And ideas like this, but this is, I think, the first version, the most careful version of a film NFT, of a licensed film NFTs, because there is no, it's pioneering. So they are more careful, and step by step we will basically, people will hopefully be allowed to do more.
Hi, did you manage to get some of the NFTs into the hands of cast and crew eventually? Because I heard that there was something reserved for them. Have they paid attention to it?
So yeah, we reserved the first 100 for the cast and crew of Run Lola Run. And we're in the process of contacting them, but nobody claimed theirs yet. Unfortunately, I would love that. Yeah.
So great product, and it's you have a very good running example already. It looks like it's pretty polished and finished. At this stage where you've reached, what are your biggest challenges going forward, or what are your next steps where you're heading? Is it community building? Is it marketing? Is it cool gadgets and features?
Yeah, we struggled with marketing quite a bit. So our most resources went into building the product. So yeah, we're always looking for help in marketing. And community building, this is one of the most scarce resources, as always. Now, when this proof works and can be repeated with other films, we would love to scale quickly. So investment is something that we're looking for right now to scale. And of course, we're always looking for film licenses. So contacts that have Hollywood contacts to the studios are always welcome. Yeah.
I pose my question later.
Yeah, sorry, one more. Two, actually, if that's okay. So on the first one is, until now, movies are kind of default in the sense that, so they're kind of default across geographies in the sense that a can of Coca-Cola in the movie that is presented in one place is as well a can of Coca-Cola in another place. However, with the possibility of this changing, so with brands wanting to advertise and to localize advertising, and it will be a Pepsi can in one place and a Coca-Cola can in another place, how will you deal with that, given that you gave the example of, oh, I want to collect all this specific item, but what if that item is not always the same in the movie across geographies?
That's a great question. We would probably always be on the search for the copy that could be considered the most original one, because that's the story that we tell. And of course, there are multiple versions of a film, also in audio and dubbed and director cuts and that. So we will try to hunt down the first version of it, the most original we can get. This would be probably the way. Yeah. And if it's like split up, we probably would have to make a judgment call, or Pepsi and Cola should tell what they have to offer. I don't know.
The second question is, do you think, and how would you deal with big players that are already on the video industry? Because at least the most popular clips are already on YouTube or whatever, and what if now YouTube decides to start doing NFTs of those videos, or the studios themselves that have the channels on YouTube do NFTs of those specific videos? How would you differentiate?
So just because there is a movie clip on YouTube doesn't mean that YouTube has the right to make the NFT out of it. They don't.
Yeah, the studio.
Yeah, so basically our idea is that we provide so much value that the studio rather collaborates with us. And for now, we see that if you are in the licensing business, it's such a different business than being in the NFT Metaverse business, where you just need to be super up to date and how is the legal side, and it's super fast changing, and also like from the cultural side. So for now, we don't see that with that many players, and of course, it's an option that this will happen, and we will continue. Yeah.
Sure. One question from my side. You had now Run Lola Run. You also had The Sound of Music on your slides. So what are you focusing now? Like current productions, or are you also aiming at the big plots we now had? I mean, Sound of Music is building a huge worldwide with a huge, tremendous community, not in Austria, but worldwide at least.
So we want to have 7 to 10 films that are really iconic, with 200,000 votes on IMDb, or 500,000 or more. So this would be the next steps, because the NFT scene and film scene is quite small. So we need to have those big licenses, I think, because we're super early still. This would also be, 7 films would also be around 10,000 NFTs, which is the usual profile picture project. So then we would probably have a community that is big enough, basically, to then come into with more smaller films. And one idea is that we also have another version of MovieShots, where the filmmakers can monetize their own content, where we don't do all the tagging. They can use it, and we just provide tech and the legal framework. So there will be maybe different tiers, like in art blocks, if you know that project. Yeah.
So you're aiming, of course, also towards Sound of Music, for example. That would be an interesting case for you.
Yeah, so we don't comment like which
Of course you don't, right.
Are the next until they're announced. But the next film will be a black and white comedy classic that you all probably know. And it will not be German, but it will be international, English speaking.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Any other further questions? Because if not, I would pass forward to Zuzana. Thanks, John, for this very interesting and even nicely minted 2 shots on the scene. Thanks, John.
Thank you very much.
And jewelry was already on the stage right now. This is now the headline word, Zuzana. Thanks for being with us and now talking about jewelries. Thanks.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I'm really happy to be part of this soiree with art NFTs. So I'm here to spread the excitement for digital fashion. So the way we dress virtually with one click through augmented or virtual reality. I'm the founder of JEVELS. And before I start with the slides and so on, I also would like to start with a question. Who is here a gamer? Do we have any gamers? Yeah, okay, so quite some. And did you already buy some skins for your games? Or some accessories? Yeah? So you know that the market is huge already in the gaming industry. Unreal Engine, I think their revenue, 65% of the revenue comes from the accessories and the skins and so on you buy in the games and not from the games. And yeah, I think also the potential in our world, in our Alltag, everyday life is very big. Yeah, so JEVELS stands for virtual jewels. That's why the V, it's not a typo. And we focus on virtual jewelry and accessories. Why? I will tell you afterwards, but here already on the first image you can see one of our NFTs being worn by a virtual creature. So actually digital fashion, and this is what I wanted to say at the beginning, is not new because gaming. But what is new, and Jan already said it as well, is the ownership of digital assets and the interoperability that you can take the NFTs in different worlds. And this is what we are working on. This is a statement of one of our customers already last year. We launched in October, and it was really a praise because she said that for her it was an eye-opener that NFTs can be worn. They are not just collectibles, but you can actually use them. And I would like to start with a couple of examples of NFTs in digital fashion. I don't know if you have heard of, seen some of them. So the first fashion NFT and the most known one is the dress at the far left from your side, which was bought for 54 ETH. At that time, it was just 9,500 USD. And it was a revelation because the owner could just wear it on a picture. I talked to the creators of the dress, and they got threat emails like, what is this? Why are you creating now fashion which exists digitally? So already in 2019, this was really something new and mind-blowing for many people. We are very proud to have made history as well, because one of our virtual jewelry on this picture has been worn in a live broadcast on Yahoo Finance. And here you have other examples which have made huge headlines. You have for sure heard of Artifact selling virtual shoes, which has been bought by Nike, and also Dolce & Gabbana selling their collection for 6 million USD. And other examples from gaming, maybe you have heard of Balenciaga selling at Fortnite. This was very interesting because Balenciaga, a luxury brand, reached out to a completely new customer segment, gamers. So yeah, this was really interesting. And of course, Gucci and Roblox. Maybe you have heard, this was not an NFT, and also the Fortnite Balenciaga are not NFTs, but these are interesting examples because also the Gucci, they sold a bag in Roblox, which was more expensive than the real one for approximately 4,000 USD. So yeah, digital fashion NFTs are becoming big, and we're very happy to be proud of it. But why do we need it? And I think this slide is very busy, but there are some really interesting facts, so I wanted to go through with it. Actually, in digital fashion, two worlds come together. On the one hand, we are spending a lot of time in the virtual space. During the pandemic, me personally, I was sitting 10 hours a day in virtual meetings, and 600 million other people as well. And it would be very easy to just do a click and dress virtually, right? And not only easy, but sustainable, more creative, and so on. And this is already possible with JEVELS, but I will come to that later. It's not only about augmented reality, but also virtual reality. So Decentraland, Jan already mentioned, Decentraland is becoming very popular, and there are many users inside who also want to dress themselves. And we see that already in Roblox, 20% of users change their appearance daily. So the market is really huge. Yeah, and the market size of luxury is meant to grow. On the other hand, of course, the sustainability is very important to the users, but also the personalization. And that's why I asked the question about how can the community or the owners personalize their NFTs. So we know that 84% of fashion consumers want their products personalizable, but only 17% of brands already offers it. And with digital assets, you can change color, change size. You can, make it fully personalizable. And with we at JEVELS, we merge these two worlds through the blockchain. So we use the Ethereum blockchain to guarantee ownership of designs, traceability, royalties for designers, and the interoperability for the wearability in different worlds. So our morning routine now looks like this, but our vision is more of I stand in front of my avatar and I choose what he owns. And I put 2028 because there is an analysis of Accenture. I don't know if you have heard, there is a very long document from Accenture that in 2028, a major fashion brand is going to sell more digital clothes than physical ones. 2028, it's in 6 years, so it's tomorrow. These are some of the examples of our customers, worn through augmented reality, virtual reality, so on a metahuman, I don't know, yeah, here, for instance. With Gary James McQueen, you probably heard of Alexander McQueen. His nephew created a virtual crown with us for the Platinum Jubilee. We have some designs also for Decentraland. There are virtual or digital models who have already worn our designs, and many customers in their Zoom calls or through augmented reality. Zoom calls, MS Teams, Google Meet, and so on. So I would like to tell you about our solution in detail. We collaborate with designers from all over the world, and we have only digital-only products or phygital products, so physical and digital. So for instance, these earrings I'm wearing, we digitized them, and you can wear them also through augmented reality or on your avatar, as well as the digital product. So you can, with the phygital products, you can enter any room you want wearing your favorite jewelry or accessory. And as I said, we work with our smart contracts are minted on the Ethereum blockchain. So every design on our website is an NFT. Not exclusive, it's the designer who decides on the exclusivity. So we have NFTs which have 100 copies because we work with the ERC 1155 standard. And also the price is decided by the customer. So just a summary of what we focus on. The ownership, of course, with the NFT, it's a given. The utility, so we work not only with augmented reality, which is actually our focus because we are official partner of Snap, who has really great technology. They have their spectacles in development, so I really believe that in future we are going to put on our Ray-Bans with augmented reality or lenses, walk through the world and see descriptions or videos on buildings, people wearing digital outfits. So augmented world is something which excites me more than virtual reality, to be honest, because I like our world. It just needs to be augmented. And what I said before, personalization is, I think, really important. And here I added, if you have Snapchat, you can scan the code and you can then wear the earrings and change the color, for instance, of the stones. So these are these earrings. A little bit about our traction, what we have achieved already. We were very happy about an article in the New York Times, which featured us in a big scale. We collaborated with Digital Fashion Week and Fashion Week in general. The film festival, I wanted to tell you about, we are going to create a fashion film on TikTok as well, so. And I told you about the crown, so we were really happy that during the Platinum Jubilee it was worn by more than 1 million people. And it's available as NFT, and it is actually not yet sold out. We have 2 out of 10. So if you want to grab your copy, be quick. We have partnerships with more than 20 designers, and we have many more to come, which is really exciting. I'm flying to New York to NFT NYC on Saturday, where we also have an event with our designers to reach even a larger community, and we have sold over 100 NFTs. Yes, I'm working on the project with my sister, who is in Vancouver, so I hope that one day I can meet her in the Metaverse, in the virtual space, and be fully dressed in virtual clothes which come from JEVELS. Here are some of the designers we work with, and we have some freelancers. And yeah, I'm over through the slides, but this is our QR code to the link tree, and I think there you can find many information, a lot of information. Also links to our augmented reality filters and some other articles and so on. So yeah, I hope you're excited about getting dressed virtually in the future. And yeah, if you have any questions, I'm here. And yeah.
So how I understood it now that you are collaborating with designers and then bringing their physical artwork into the digital world, are you also thinking of a vice versa method that a digital art can be printed out as an like NFT with a 3D printer?
We have both, actually. Okay. Yeah, so we have designers who come from the physical space where we collaborated with them, digitized their jewelry or accessories, and then the customer can get both or just the digital object. But we also have 3D designers who already come from 3D design, and then they 3D print their objects. I have 3D printed earrings from, yeah.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, so 1 million people wore the digital item, but I guess they didn't all install a blockchain wallet and get through all the steps. So how are you onboarding people from outside the blockchain world?
Great question. Actually, our aim is to onboard as many people as possible, and that's why we don't have unique NFTs, but more copies, and that's why the prices are more accessible. And it is also possible to pay with credit card or PayPal on our website. So you buy your NFT, it is then put in your profile on our website, and then you can claim it on chain afterwards. So you connect then your crypto wallet, and then you can claim it. Yeah. So yeah, this is, yeah.
Initially, people just have a regular database account on your site?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or can you also do like anonymous users who just access a link and make it very easy as well?
We had it at first, then we switched it off because we wanted to build the database of our customers. But now we got a lot of inquiries from that side as well, so I think we will put it back.
I mean, yeah, accessibility and low barrier to entry is key to adoption. So I guess that's a lot. We have to put a lot of thought into that.
That's true. Yeah. Great feedback. Thanks. Yeah.
I obviously have to restore my Snapchat account, but once I've restored it, how get my jewel on my Snapchat?
Yeah, so we have free filters on Snapchat, so you just can search for JEVELS and you can find all our filters with a watermark with the website. But and then you can wear them if you're the NFT owner without the watermark for your Zoom calls. So you just need to install the Snap camera and connect it to your camera and the meeting platform. This user experience is a little hard for our customers, and we need to, explain a lot, which we are aware of. Most importantly for the corporate customers who cannot download Snap Camera. And that's why we have partnership with Snapchat or with Snap, because we want to create our own extension with their technology. So this is something we want to work on next.
How is it working on Zoom, for example, or MS Teams?
So when you install the Snap Camera, it's a virtual camera, and then you just change in the settings. Instead of your HD camera, you put Snap Camera, and it works.
That's cool.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? No, I'm still here.
In what editions do the NFTs sell, like the ones that you can buy now? And how is the pricing compared to the same jewelry physical? Like how do they compare, kind of?
What was the first question? I didn't understand. What?
How many of one item are there? Like what is the supply of of the crown and the ring of the items that are there?
Yeah, so I have to, because the second question, I wanted to start with this one. How many copies we have and what is the pricing? Yes, okay. So we have, to attract different base of customers, we have different types of pricing. So our most least expensive NFT is for, I think, $10 or $15, where we have 100 copies. And the most expensive we had was $500. And it's interesting to see who is buying what. So we know that the NFT collectors are more attracted to the limited and more expensive versions. For instance, the crown, we have shoes, we have another like halo, and also the art piece I showed at the beginning. This was the one for 500. Here we have 3, we only have 1. And for instance, the crown was for 10 copies for, I think, 0.15 ETH. So it depends on the designer as well, on his community, what he thinks he can sell, and coming from that.
Well, Zuzana, you know I really like your product, and I know it quite for a while. So, but my question is, the designer seems to be pretty at the center of what you are doing. So, what's the designer's take rate on the first or secondary or whatever sale? Is there any take rate of the secondary?
Yeah, we have royalties, 5%. Agreed. I think it's the same on OpenSea, right? I think it's 5%. And so we decide on a profit split with the customers for each item we sell. It depends on the service we provide, because we create the AR filters and the virtual experience ourselves. And I showed you our small team. I have a full-time job, my sister as well. So it's actually the reason why we have only 20 designers. It's the resources, the time resources, and not the lack of interest. So we agree on the profit split with the designer, and then also on the secondary market, they get something out of every sale. Yeah. Actually, we are organizing an event, a breakfast at JEVELS now in New York, and I was thinking, if you mint your film or the film Breakfast at Tiffany's, we need to collaborate, right, for the jewelry.
That's cool. Zuzana, thanks so much for being here, and give Zuzana a big applause. So thank you all for mingling in. We now head over right away to wine and give you also the inside opportunity to come back again next week. We'll having an old capital markets guy from investment banking, ex-director of Morgan Stanley, talking about decentralized finance. Let's see what he will tell us about this time of the year. And Petra Augustin, who is leading an AI-based crypto startup from Burgenland. So there is a crypto valley out there in Burgenland. That's what I've heard. So let's see what she will tell us. Have a good evening. Cool that you're here. Let's connect and have some fun. Great. Thanks all.